Hello, Internet. How you doing out there, guys? I'm here to talk to you today about a couple of things in the tabletop gaming world that are near and dear to my heart. But first, of course, introductions. Depending on where you're seeing this, you might be linked to this from Cannibal Halfling, particularly if you've been reading articles under that name for the Gaming Security Agency. If you came here from Twitter, you're looking for RGM79 Ace. For everyone from those places and to everyone else, hi. My name is Seamus Keneally. I am a freelance game designer, and I wish to talk to you about two things. One, Scentia, Besieged from Within and Without, and Beard the Card Game. Now, the first one, I am proud to say, will be my first published tabletop role-playing game adventure module. It is being published by Beer Star Games, using system-wise the Pulp the RPG rules created by Beer Star Games, specifically one Mr. Brian LaBerge, and the setting, the Shattered Seas, created by the Gamer Assembly. Now, the main story of Scentia, Besieged from Within and Without, is that an island in the Charter Confederacy, which is a series of islands that have banded together, it's an archipelago nation that have banded together for mutual support and economic growth. Scentia is one of the strongest of these islands. It's a bastion of trade. It's a military stronghold. And yet word has been moving through the southern trade lanes of the Confederacy that one of the settlements has fallen to a marshhopper attack. That the mayor of the surviving settlement is putting out a call for adventurers. And it will be your job as adventurers to go to Scentia, cross the island, and find out the truth behind the fall of Tower Town, the military bastion of the island. As I said, it uses the Pulp, the RPG core rules. If you're not familiar with them already, they are a very high action, narrative rules light set of rules. Mr. LaBerge would describe it as a little bit of Fate, a little bit of a Marvel heroic role-playing. If you've played Rysis at all, it would definitely ring a bell. And Scentia will be available November 15th on DriveThruRPG as a pay-what-you-want PDF. It will also be available in a print version, which I'm particularly pleased with. What I'm also pleased with is that not only I am, proud of the writing. I think it's a fun adventure. I've play tested with multiple groups. It was very well received, but the art in it is also quite fantastic. I must say, quite a bit of it actually in art, which is a new thing for Beer Star Games. Quite impressive, I think. Now, this ties into the second thing I'd like to talk about, which is Beard the Card Game. Now, Beard the Card Game is also being published by Beer Star Games. Now, I'm not involved with that from a creative standpoint. I don't stand to make any profit from it whatsoever. I did play test it. And what Beard the Card Game is, well, it's kind of exactly what it says on the tin. It is a card game wherein you are trying to grow the best beard that you can before everyone else. You're trying to collect beard cards, B-E-A-R-D. Now, over the course of trying to grow this beard, you might wander into an international barbers convention, you might enlist in the military, you might become a lumberjack, you might be a dwarf, or a gnome, or something of the sort. It is just complicated enough to make it interesting. There is a little bit of strategy to it, depending on what cards you get, but it's easy enough that you can play it when you've had a few drinks. The designers for it, Mr. Dan Curran and again Mr. LaBerge, describe it as a beer and pretzels sort of game. Now, the way these two tie into one another is that Beard the Card Game is currently being kickstarted. It actually has about 2.5 days left to be kickstarted, and it stands at about 60% funding. A little bit more than 60% actually as of this point. So it's kind of down to the wire. As I said, I'm not going to profit from Beard at all, but I would really like to see it succeed. And as a bonus, to try and help make it succeed, if you back Beard the card game on Kickstarter at any level, you will get a preview PDF of Scentia, Besieged from Within and Without. Pretty much the only thing that isn't there is the art, which, you know, is tragic because it is great, but, you know, it's a preview PDF, so beggars can't be choosers. That was unlocked at the $1,200 level, so the moment you back, you will be able to see a backer update that has a download link for the preview PDF of my adventure. You will also be able to get several other preview PDFs. You'll be able to get the Lost Styles of Smerigade, which is the next Pulp the RPG adventure in the queue by Mr. Dan Curran again. You'll also be able to get the first Ace Adventure and the Flying Royal Flush adventure that was actually premiered at Gen Con 2013. Ace Adventure is a second setting, if you will, for Pulp the RPG that we're all designing together. It's a 1920s schizotech ace fighter pilot versus giant turtle near Providence sort of thing, which is a lot of fun. Finally, if you back the Kickstarter, you get the preview PDFs. If the Kickstarter succeeds, not only will you get whatever you're supposed to get for whatever your backer level is, you know, Beard the card game, some t-shirts, some custom dice, the right to help create future cards for an expansion, the right to sit down and play a game with Beer Star Games at PAX East 2014 or Gen Con, I suppose I should say Gen Con 2014. But you will get the full, complete PDF version of Scentia Besieged Within and Without. Besieged from Within and Without. I can use words. Complete with all the fancy art. And not only will you get that final official PDF of Scentia, you will get it on November 1st, which is an entire 2 weeks ahead of the crowd. So all the delightful people who will, you know, give Scentia a try on November 15th, you will have already been able to try out the game yourself. So that is where things currently stand in the Cannibal Halfling GMA Seamus Keneally tabletop gaming world. Scentia Besieged from Within and Without, again, will be out on drivethrurpg.com. Pay what you want. On November 15th, Beard, the card game Kickstarter, will end in about, let's see, 52 hours as of this recording, I believe. Let's say 51 hours. Things are getting very tense, as you might imagine. And if you back Beard the card game Kickstarter, you get Scentia immediately, the preview PDF. There are plenty of other really nice rewards, so I urge you to check that out. I mean, the card game is great on its own. My adventure coming with it is, you know, added bonus. And if the Kickstarter succeeds, not only do you get Beard the card game and all the assorted goodies that you choose, but you will get the full version of Scentia Besieged from Within and Without in glorious artistic color. So, that's my first YouTube video, believe it or not. To all the folks who have only known me as a screen name, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am hoping to make a second video really soon. I think the second video will actually be explaining the Pulp the RPG core rules, which you can also get as pay what you want right now. So you could get them for free and check them out yourself. But I think I'll be making a video very soon describing them to you, demonstrating them for you, because it's always nice to have a conversation about a role-playing game, then read it yourself. So, until next time, take care.